Part 190. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1891. These figures are the yellow lion, the swan ni, the Tuanxiang lion, the bais, the fu li, the lion and the snow lion. These 7 guys are the subordinates of the 9-headed lion. The 9-headed lion took advantage of Tianzun's lion slave to secretly drink Tianzun's samsara liquid and was intoxicated. He secretly went to the mortal world and fell into the grass at the Jikupanhuan cave in Zhejiang Mountain, Yehua Prefecture. He became a demon for 3 years, 1 day in the sky and 1 year in the world, and accepted it. These 7 guys are respectfully called ancestors by the 7 lion spirits, and they have countless disciples and grandsons. In people's minds, Bai Zi is a sheep, but in fact, Bai Zi has the body of a lion, a single horn on his head, and a goatee. The 7 lions were not in a hurry to attack me, they just surrounded me. As the saying goes, I will not move until the enemy is immovable, but I want to see what tricks the 7 lions will play. The 7 lions stared at me fiercely, the hatred in their eyes spreading towards me like a tide. I held Jingxiao in my hand and looked at them calmly. At this time, bursts of dragon roars suddenly sounded in the sky. I followed the sound of the dragon's roar. I saw 9 golden dragons in the sky heading towards me quickly. Behind these 9 dragons is a gorgeous chariot. This is the Kowloon Agarwood chariot. The Kowloon Agarwood chariot is the chariot of Yuanqi Tianzun, the saint of the Chan cult. It is a magnificent chariot with a gorgeous appearance. The chariot is pulled by 9 5-clawed golden dragons and can fly freely when traveling. Moreover, this Kowloon Agarwood chariot can be said to be the most popular mount in the 3 realms. Because this Kowloon Agarwood chariot was built by ancestor Hung Jun himself. In addition, these 9 5-clawed golden dragons are also profound. Long before I came to the tomb of the gods, I realized that my real enemies were not the gods, but the gods outside the list of gods. There are many gods outside the list of gods, including the 3 pure ones, Yuking Yuanqi Tianzun, Shangqing Lingbao Tianzun, Taking Daodi Tianzun, the 12 golden immortals, and Haoshan. Of course, there are countless immortals in heaven, and even if some of them have lives on the list of gods, I can't directly use the list. Because they have high moral standards, I can't suppress them at all. Behind the Kowloon Agarwood chariot are also followed by countless mythical beasts. Qingluan, King Nu, Kuan Yuo, 5-color sacred cow. It seems the gods have sent out all their mounts. In the blink of an eye, I was surrounded by these mythical beasts. Dozens of mythical beasts unleashed terrifying pressure on me in the sky and on the ground. If it were me before, I would definitely not be able to survive under this powerful pressure. But now I face these mythical beasts without any fear on their faces. I took a deep breath and mobilized the dragon energy in my body. Boom! Dragon energy spreads from my body to all directions like a tide. The dragon energy slowly condensed in the air, condensing into the appearance of golden dragons. There are too many mythical beasts. If you fight alone, you don't know how long you will fight. The simplest solution is to transform into dragon aura and let the golden dragon transformed into dragon aura deal with them. In the blink of an eye, dozens of golden dragons gathered around me. My expression froze, and dozens of golden dragons attacked the surrounding mythical beasts. The mythical beasts fought with the golden dragon as if they were facing a formidable enemy. I have all the dragon energy of China in my body. No matter how strong these mythical beasts are, they are unable to withstand attacks from natural forces like dragon energy. This bit of dragon energy is just a drop in the bucket to me. The dragon energy in my body has reached the level of terror. Of course, I didn't just stare blankly on the spot. I used 9 Eyes heavenly domain to deal with the heavenly beasts with these golden dragons. End of chapter. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1892. The most powerful of these mythical beasts is the 9 dragons Agarwood chariot. However, I have other plans for the Kowloon Agarwood chariot. That is to find a way to control it and make him my mount. Because it will be very troublesome if there is no mount in the next battle. After all, the gods are flying around, and I, a human standing on the ground and only running around, can't reach them at all. I used the teleportation ability of the 9 Eyes Heaven Realm to reach the chariot pulled by 9 5-clawed golden dragons. I stood on the chariot and needed the secrets with both hands to perform the secret of heaven. 9 heavenly secrets with golden light floated out from between my eyebrows. As soon as I moved my mind, soul-controlling spells appeared on the blank heavenly secrets. The 9 5-clawed golden dragons saw my intention. They were attacking me from all directions. Faced with this situation, I didn't plan to use dragon energy to deal with it, but instead used the golden light spell. Dazzling golden light burst out from around me. My expression condensed, and the golden light condensed into 9 big hands. I controlled the big hand condensed by golden light and grabbed the 9 5-clawed golden dragons. The 5-clawed gold dragon was caught off guard and was caught by a big hand. The 9 golden dragons struggled desperately, but to no avail. The golden light spell I am casting now is extremely powerful. It was easy to suppress these 9 5-clawed golden dragons. The situation at this moment is just like the decisive battle between me and Huokyubing. I don't know how strong I am, so I can only test it out. I used 20% of my strength to suppress these 9 5-clawed golden dragons. If I use all my strength, I'm afraid these 9 golden dragons will have no way to survive. 9 5-clawed golden dragons were controlled by me, and I took this opportunity to activate the soul-controlling spell. The soul-controlling curse flew in front of the foreheads of the 9 5-clawed golden dragons, and then burst out with dazzling golden light. The golden light turned into countless spells and penetrated into the bodies of the 9 5-clawed golden dragons. The 5-clawed golden dragon that was struggling desperately now calmed down. I squeezed the secret in my hand, and the 9 5-clawed golden dragons were completely controlled by me. I absorbed the golden light spell, stood on the chariot and looked around. The golden dragon condensed with dragon energy has completely suppressed these divine beasts. When I saw that the time was almost up, I used the secret of heaven again. The heavenly secret barrier turned into thunder talismans and attacked these divine beasts. I didn't hesitate to activate the thunder talisman. The thunder talisman's attack directly seriously injured these mythical beasts. I have not killed all these mythical beasts. In various myths and legends, gods are usually depicted as beings that transcend mortals. Their mounts are important companions of the gods and are regarded as vassals of the gods or supplements to their power. Therefore, God's the mount is not considered a fairy. To put it simply, the relationship between the immortal's mount and the immortal is just a master-servant relationship. Some immortal mounts have divine status, but some immortal mounts do not. I'm going to let this mount survive and deal with them after I finish dealing with the gods. I rode the 9 dragons Agarwood chariot and flew in the direction of the tomb of the gods. I have to say that having a mount saves trouble. Moreover, this Kowloon Agarwood chariot is extremely popular. There were no accidents along the way, and I was out of the canyon within a moment. I sat in the Kowloon Agarwood chariot and looked at the tombs of the gods not far away. To be precise, the tomb of the gods refers to the mountain range in front of us. The world where the tomb of the gods is located is a world of desolation and chaos. The seal of the tomb of the gods also acts on these mountains. From a distance, I could see stone statues one after another on the continuous mountains. End of chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Ching Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1893. These stone statues are not the ones we usually see. But in terms of size, These statues are perfectly restored one to one. Of course, some gods are very huge. Moreover, these statues are not placed on the mountain, but appear in the mountain, as if they were carved from the mountain. Because they were too far away, I couldn't see clearly the specific appearance of those statues. Needless to say, these statues look like the 365 righteous gods on the list of gods. I sat on the Kowloon Agar wood chariot and looked around. Where is Zhao Mian? Should I wait for Zhao Mian to come and go to the tomb of the gods together? Zhao Mian said this before coming. Once we enter the tomb of the gods, we will be noticed, and the righteous gods are also on guard. I guess Zhao Mian was also ambushed. What stopped me was the mounts of the gods. I didn't know what Zhao Mian was on the other side. But it won't be easy. However, I am not worried about Zhao Mian's safety. Because Zhao Mian's strength is a mystery to begin with, I have no idea how powerful he is. But the righteous gods are very afraid of Zhao Mian. I think Zhao Mian's real strength should be similar to or even stronger than me now. I was debating whether I should wait for Zhao Mian here. As long as I wait, Zhao Mian will definitely come. However, after Zhao Mian and I met, Zhao Mian turned into a ray of soul and entered my body. By then, Zhao Mian will no longer exist. Zhao Mian always believed that he was my evil soul and my shadow. This is indeed the case, but I don't think so in my heart. In my opinion, Zhao Mian is a person with a distinctive personality. He can't disappear from this world because of me. He has lived for so long working on my plan. For me, he acted as an executioner and helped me complete those shameless and cruel killings. He has a chance to survive and the right to live his own life. Although Zhao Mian does all kinds of evil, everything has its destiny. As for the punishment of Zhao Mian, let God decide. What I have to do is to keep him alive. Thinking of this, I no longer hesitated and headed towards the tomb of the gods. Soon, I came to the tomb of the gods. As soon as I wanted to enter the tomb of the gods, I discovered that the tomb of the gods was surrounded by an invisible barrier. If you want to enter the tomb of the gods, you must break the barrier. No wonder Zhao Mian said that if we fail this time, the gods will return to the world. The barrier of the tomb of the gods is broken, and there is no turning back. This was originally a means to restrict the gods, but now it has become a difficult choice. If I don't break the tomb of the gods will be sealed for at least hundreds of years. If I break it, the gods will come out now. I took a deep breath, opened the sword box, and controlled the 4 divine swords to attack the barrier. I was originally the key to break the tomb of the gods. To be precise, Joshazinke is the key to breaking the tomb of the gods. Although only the 8 evil stars of the 9 evil stars have returned to the palace, and the remaining 1 evil star is still in the sky coffin, the power of the 8 evil stars plus my power can easily break the barrier. The moment the barrier was broken, a powerful force burst out from the continuous mountain of mountains. Immediately afterwards, a dazzling white light emitted from his sight. One by one, the righteous gods slowly appeared in my sight. Looking at these righteous gods, I felt extremely solemn. I control these 4 divine swords to attack in 4 directions. I want to use the immortal killing formation. Imprison these righteous gods in the magic circle. End of chapter. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1894. The 4 divine swords are suspended in 4 directions. I need the formula with both hands and mutter something in my mouth. The immortal killing formation slowly unfolded to cover the entire tomb of the gods. After setting up the immortal killing formation, I slowly looked towards the tomb of the gods, with unprecedented determination in my eyes. I took a deep breath and shouted towards the tomb of the gods, "Me. Lusu. Ask the gods to die." My voice is not loud, but with the blessing of dragon energy, it travels far. My words echoed throughout the tomb of the gods. After these words, there was endless silence. After a moment of silence, 365 righteous gods emerged from the tomb of the gods. 365 righteous gods stood on the sacred mountain and looked at me. A righteous god wearing golden robes and shining with unparalleled splendor came out of the sky. I recognized it at a glance as God Haoshan. God Haoshan is followed by the gods of the five directions. The gods of the five directions are the gods of the five directions of east, south, west, north and center, also known as the five emperors, the five heavenly emperors, etc. Moreover, these five gods are divided into innate and acquired. There are two views on the innate god. The first view is to distribute the five colors and five elements, metal, wood, water, fire, earth, white, green, black, red and yellow, which are respectively the eastern wood virtue, King Di Lingui Yang, the southern fire virtue, red emperor red arrow crossbow, and the central soil virtue, yellow emperor Han. Hub, the western Jin de Bai Zayaji, and the northern Shui de Xian de Yeguangji. The second theory is the Taoist equivalent of the five elders. God the day after tomorrow is the emperor of the world, and is the five wise kings and saints in ancient China. People believe that they will become gods after death. They are the eastern Qing emperor Taihao Fuxi, the southern red emperor Shenan Ki, and the central yellow emperor Xian Yuan Xiong. The white emperor Xiahao Jintian of the west and the black emperors Wangsi Yang of the north. Regardless of what these five gods are said to be, whether it is Taoism or mythology, my goal is to defeat them. God Haoshan walked through the air and slowly came to a short distance directly in front of me. Lusu. God Haoshan spoke slowly. His voice spread far and gave people a very ethereal feeling. I didn't expect you to actually come. We tried our best to collect the 9 evil stars and break the seal of the tomb of the gods, but in the end, you broke it yourself. Before Haoshan finished speaking, Yan Long stepped forward and pointed at me and said, Lusu, where do you get the courage to challenge us? If you want to die, then we will help you. I saw Yan Long's expression turned cold, and with a wave of my hand, a long sword condensed and formed in front of Yan Long. Just when I wanted to scare the monkeys, God Haoshan yelled at Yan Long, shut up. Yan Long quickly retreated. This Yan Long is Dijun's son. Most of the records about Emperor Jun in the world are in the classic of mountains and seas. Of course, some people think that Dijun is Haoshan. The history of Chinese mythology is too complicated. There are many kinds of rumors and many kinds of theories. And some of these rumors may be true. I don't have time to care about these rumors, nor do I have time to distinguish between truth and falsehood. What I want to do is to ask the gods to sacrifice half of their souls, cut off the passage between the divine world and the human world, and restore the balance of yin and yang. Haoshan looked at me and said, Lusu, why don't we have a talk? I looked at Haoshan and said calmly, there is nothing to talk about between us. Haoshan is a saint, and it would be difficult for the immortal Zhu Zhen to kill the saint. Moreover, the divine whip is also ineffective against saints. End of chapter. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1895. I am not afraid of the famous gods on the list of gods. What really scares me are the gods outside the list of gods. If I want to deal with them, I must rely on my own strength. Seeing what I said, God Haoshan continued to speak, Lusu, your current strength is enough to rival the saint. Even if I face you and the Zuxian formation, I am not sure of victory. We will fight to the death over our tone. It would be better for you and me to share the heaven and the earth. As long as you are willing, I am willing to give you the position of Lord of the Gods. I sneered. It seems that all the gods have a set of words. They first use words to win over, and then take action after failing to win over. I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with God Haoshan. He said directly, don't worry, I will not share the heaven and earth with you. Between me and you, either you will die or I will die. There is no room for relaxation at all. You have been controlled by the evil thoughts in your hearts. If you leave here, the evil thoughts in your hearts will amplify infinitely. By then, there will be a catastrophe in the sky and on the earth. God Haoshan looked at me quietly and said word by word, Lu Su, you have to know that whether it is a human, a god, a ghost, or a demon, all have evil thoughts. Evil thoughts are an inevitable product of this world. As long as this world still exists, evil thoughts will never disappear. Even animals, in order to survive, they will have evil thoughts. There is good and there is evil. This world is inherently relative. Can you guarantee that there will be no evil thoughts in your heart? God Haoshan looked at me with a scrutinizing gaze. I replied calmly, you are right, as long as this world exists there will definitely be evil. I also have evil, but whether it's good or evil, I can't just watch which side dominates. Only balance is the truth. The evil in your hearts is greater than the good. Moreover, as righteous gods, you have not fulfilled your accusations. Instead, you are thinking of ways to use your rights and seek personal gain for yourself. Of course, greed is like a rolling stone on a high mountain. A snowball on a snowy mountain. Once it rolls down, it will never stop and will gather more and more. I also know what you are thinking. If you plan to dominate the whole family, whether it is heaven, earth, or people, you have the final say. You hold a high position, but you don't give humans a chance to live. I won't allow such a thing to happen. In fact, what I am experiencing now is also very common in human society. People who are in high positions, rich and powerful, don't care about the lives of poor people. Rich people don't have too much money even if they have a mountain of money at home. People with power will feel that they have less power, even if they can decide someone's life or death with just one word. The world is like this, the weak eat the strong. Even beggars on the roadside will make irreparable mistakes because of evil thoughts about food and clothing. These things are inevitable and cannot be prevented. What I pursue from beginning to end is not absolute, but balance. Because I know that there is no absolute good or absolute evil. Zhao Mian is a living example. When I first met him, I thought he was a complete evil person. And after getting along with him for such a long time, I know that Zhao Mian also has kindness in his heart. Of course, this kindness is not directed at me, but at others. End of chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1896. At that time, Zhao Mian saw the tenderness in Lu Ling's eyes, which was the best proof. I slowly raised the Jingxiao in my hand and said to God Haoshan, I will not kill you all, nor will I reconquer you as gods. Even if I reconquer you 1,000 or 10,000 times, the final result will not change. I will give you a chance to weaken the strength of your gods and let the 365 righteous gods on the list of gods be reincarnated to experience the tribulation. Of course, I will also cut off the connection between the upper world and the human world. I will not let this channel open until the world reaches balance. What I want to do is, there must be no gods in the world. There must be no confusion between yin and yang. Seeing my resolute attitude, God Haoshan still refused to give up and said, Lu Su, everyone around you is leaving you one by one. How many of your family, your lover, and your friends are left by your side now? If you agree to join us, I will resurrect your family, lovers, and friends. These words of God Haoshan really moved my heart. However, I still don't agree. Life, separation, and death are compulsory lessons that I will never learn in my entire life. But life and death are the laws of nature. The dead are gone, so are the living. I, Lu Su, am just a mortal. People die every day in the world, but how many people have the chance to resurrect the dead? However, I am willing to pay an equal price in exchange for the peace of the people I love. I, Lucio, have been going against nature all my life, but I won't do anything special. God Haoshen's expression suddenly turned cold. Now that he has finished all his good words, I am still stubborn. Therefore, he is not going to pretend anymore. He spoke slowly, his tone was cold, and his voice was earth-shattering. All the righteous gods obey the order and kill Lucio. Following Emperor Haoshen's order, 365 righteous gods walked through the air and rushed towards me. 365 righteous gods are a lot of people, and I can't recognize them all. But I know that there are 7 great emperors in the list of gods, 24 heavenly kings from the thunder tribe who urge clouds and help rain, 5 righteous gods from the fire tribe, 6 righteous gods from the pestilence tribe, 5 righteous gods from the 5 Do stars, Jiyao evil spirits, stars, follow Daobajuyeo star officer. Now these 365 righteous gods are attacking me, and the sense of oppression they bring is huge. Even so, there was no trace of fear on my face. I must win this battle. I slowly raised Jingxiao in my hand and directly activated the Zuxian formation. Countless long swords gathered in the air, and these long swords exuded a cold light, revealing their killing intent. I let out a soft cry, and the sword flew rapidly in the magic circle. In an instant, the swords flashed within the magic circle, which directly interrupted the original attack plan of the 365 righteous gods. They can only fight against the long sword in the magic circle. However, how can the divine power of the immortal killing formation be resisted by the righteous god? Under the saint, it cannot be broken without the combined efforts of 4 saints. God Haoshen saw me operating the immortal killing array, his eyes flashed with murderous intent. He glanced at the 5 gods behind him and planned to break the formation. They flew towards the location of the 4 divine swords. I quickly controlled the Kowloon Agar wood chariot to stand in front of them. Want to break the formation? You have to pass me first. God Haoshen looked stunned and attacked me without any hesitation. He just pushed his palm forward and caused the world to change color. End of chapter. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1897. Upon seeing this, I quickly circulated the dragon energy in my body to resist it. I gathered all the dragon energy in my palm and pushed my palm forward. As my palm was pushed out, the power it unleashed was no less powerful than the palm of God Haoshen. The shock wave erupted when the 2 forces collided, directly knocked the gods away. This sudden change made it even worse for the righteous gods who were competing with the long sword. They had to deal with the unpredictable swords in the immortal killing formation, but the blow just now disrupted their rhythm, and now the entire tomb of the gods was in chaos. God Haoshen and the gods of the 5 directions know in their hearts that they must kill me if they want to break the magic circle. Of course, kill me and everything will end. Therefore, God Haoshen and the gods of the 5 directions left the body. 6 huge golden figures surrounded me. The 6 gods offered their own magic weapons. Among them, the one held by God Haoshen is the Haoshen Tower. God Haoshen took the lead in attacking me. The Haoshen Tower in his hand emitted golden light and flew towards me. The Haoshen Tower quickly grows in size while flying in the air. The Haoshen Tower is a treasure in the heavens and possesses immense power. It is said that it can subdue all evil spirits and even immortals when necessary. Seeing that Haoshen Tower was about to suck me into the tower, my expression condensed and powerful dragon energy erupted from my body. The dragon energy burst out and directly knocked the Haoshen Tower away. I'm multitasking now. While controlling the formation, he was entangled with God Haoshen and the gods of the 5 directions. Manipulating the immortal killing formation is extremely draining for me. I can't control the immortal killing formation to target God Haoshen and God of 5 directions. Because once I hit one side and attack, the other side will get a breather, and then the side that is breathing will counter-attack towards me. At that time, I will be attacked from both sides and it will be difficult to cope with it. The best solution now is to run the immortal killing formation to deal with the 36 righteous gods. It is best to seriously injure them, because only if they are seriously injured can I use the list of gods. While I am dealing with the 36 righteous gods, I also have to find a way to defeat the Haoshan god and the 5 gods. I made up my mind and trembled with God Haoshan and God of the 5 directions. I couldn't kill them all with one hit, I could only find their weaknesses through constant attacks. I don't know how long I have been fighting against Haoshan god and 5 directions god. It was at this time that I discovered the flaw of God Haoshan. I was so happy that I finally seized the opportunity. I cast 9 Eyes Heaven Realm and disappeared directly. The teleportation speed of Juyan Tianyu is almost approaching the speed of light. God Haoshan didn't react at all. I squeezed the secret with both hands, and the immortal killing sword appeared in front of my right hand instantly after breaking away from the magic circle. I stretched out my hand to hold the Zuxian sword, then with a focused look on my face, I struck God Haoshan with a sword. A sword was swung out, and a sharp sword energy shot through the air. God Haoshan was indeed God, he reacted instantly. He quickly moved to resist, but it was too late. The sword energy of the Zuxian sword struck the Haoshan god fiercely. Poof! A shocking stab wound appeared on the body of God Haoshan. I took advantage of the victory to pursue it and used ghost fire. The ink-colored darkness appeared out of thin air and directly submerged the 5 ghost emperors. This is not over yet, I cut the palm of my right hand, and the blood quickly gathered into the sea of ghosts. End of chapter. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1898. The dark sea of ghosts was directly dyed red with blood. The soul-stealing blood hand has the effect of suppressing the soul. After a person becomes a god, he also has a soul, but the soul has become a soul. I can use the soul-stealing blood hand and the ghost sea to directly restrain it. I circulated the dragon energy in my body and used all my strength to suppress the 5 gods to death. The gods of the 5 directions were unable to move. God Haoshan looked at me solemnly. Lu Su, I didn't expect you to absorb the energy of heaven and earth. A mortal can actually do this. Looking back on ancient times, you are the first. I looked at God Haoshan and said, I didn't expect that I would reach this point. However, everything depends on man-made things. Today is the moment when you gods will perish. The situation on the field was completely one-sided. The god of Haoshan was injured by me, and the god of the 5 directions was controlled by me. 365 righteous gods were seriously injured by the Zuxian sword formation. If nothing else, I won this battle. God Haoshan sneered. Destroyed? Lu Su, you think of us too simply. Have you been worried that there are other saints besides me in the tomb of the gods? When I heard the words of God Haoshan, my brows immediately knitted together. Your worry is right. Apart from me, there are 5 saints in the tomb of the gods, and of course there are a few saints, but they will not appear. They are not sealed here. My pupils trembled slightly. 5 saints. If these 5 saints appeared, they would probably break my immortal killing formation on the spot. But I can deal with a saint like God Haoshan just fine. If I faced the other 5 saints together, it would be difficult for me to win. I already have a rough idea of these 5 saints. Sanking, Queen Mother of the West, who else is there? Ancestor Hung Jun? This is impossible. Ancestor Hung Jun is also known as Taoist Hung Jun, Ancestor Hung Jun, and Taoist Hung Jun. He is the master of Tai's Hangla Jun, Yuanqi Tianzun, and Tongtian cult leader. In his early years, Hung Jun opened a forum in Zixiao Palace to explain the principles of heaven, and all the saints in the world were his disciples. There are a total of 12 saints in the period of conferring gods, including God Haoshan, Golden Mother of Yaokai, Taoist Hongjun, Master Tongtian, Yuanqi Tianzun, Laozi, Empress Nuwa, the three emperors of Huayandong, the three emperors of heaven and earth, and the two leaders of western section Zunti. God Haoshan just said that there are a total of 6 saints in the tomb of the gods including him. The other 6 saints are elsewhere. Where would these 6 saints be if they were not at the tomb of the gods? I thought about it and finally only thought of one place, and that was the 9th floor of the sky coffin. The 9th floor of the sky coffin is where the 7 killing stars are located, and it is also where the way of heaven is located. The only place that can shock the 6 saints is the 9th floor of the sky coffin. If there are 6 saints left on the 9th floor of the celestial coffin, how should I deal with it after the tomb of the gods ends? Just as I was thinking, an extremely powerful aura suddenly came from not far away. When I felt this breath, my face instantly turned extremely pale. Because this aura is thousands of times more powerful than God Haoshan. It seems those 5 saints are here. I looked towards the direction where the breath came from. I saw 4 figures flying towards me. 4 figures approached me from far away and soon came to me. When I saw clearly the appearance of these 4 figures, I couldn't help but raise a wry smile. End of chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1899. Well. This is really a powerful enemy beyond my imagination. These 4 figures are none other than Sanking, Yuking Yuanqi Tianzun, Shangqing Lingbao Tianzun, and Taking Daodi Tianzun. As for the remaining one, Queen Mother of the West. Among these saints, I have come into contact with the Queen Mother of the West. But at that time, the Queen Mother of the West was just a soul in Yaokai. And now the Queen Mother of the West is in her prime. Although I am not the same person as I used to be, the key point is that there are Sanking and Haoshan here. Moreover, there is still a saint who did not appear. This is tantamount to giving me invisible pressure. However, I suddenly found that Sanking and Queen Mother of the West were very strange. Very strange. Haoshan doesn't feel that evil to me. I just fought against Haoshan, and I can feel that Haoshan's power has been eroded by evil thoughts. And Sanking and Queen Mother of the West gave me a very strange feeling. It was as if what I was facing was not a god or a saint, but a demon. I frowned. Could it be that Sanking and Queen Mother 11 have become demons? Just as I was thinking about it, Queen Mother 11 had already arrived in front of me. She said fiercely to me, "Lu Su, we meet again. I was lucky enough to let you run away last time, but you can't run away even if you want to run away this time." The corners of my mouth twitched slightly. This crazy woman still remembers what happened last time so clearly. Didn't I just run away right under her nose? Does she hate me so much? Sanking was wearing a Taoist robe and looked at me with a cold face. At this moment, I can already confirm that Sanking is possessed by a demon. God Haoshan shouted to Queen Mother 11, "Stop talking nonsense, let's break the immortal killing formation together. Then kill Lu Su." As soon as these words came out, the 6 saints took action. I wanted to stop them, but they were too fast. I saw them attacking towards the location of the 4 divine swords. I was so overwhelmed that I didn't know who to stop. I can only control the Zuxian formation to stop them. However, the immortal killing formation must be broken by the 4 saints. The 4 saints here refer to Laozi, Yuanqi Tianzun, Taoist Jian, and Taoist Zunti. Although these 4 saints are not the 4 saints I mentioned, but the 3 pure ones, God Haoshan and Queen Mother of the West. These are 6 saints, and it is easy to break the Zuxian formation. Even if I block it, there is nothing I can do. Seeing that I couldn't stop it, I had no choice but to give it a go and take advantage of this last chance to seriously injure the 365 righteous gods. I took a deep breath and began to control the Zuxian formation to sit and struggle to my death. Under my crazy operation, 365 righteous gods were seriously injured by me. But at this moment, the immortal killing formation was also broken. I quickly took back the 4 divine swords. These 4 divine swords cannot fall into their hands. The 6 saints flew towards me after breaking through the Zuxian formation. I stand opposite them. Queen Mother 11 said, "Lu Su, you are so arrogant. A mortal dares to challenge a saint." I looked at Queen Mother 11 blankly and said, "If I am not arrogant, then who will stop you? Look at you, you are neither human nor ghost, how can you still have the demeanor of a saint?" My words directly angered the Queen Mother of the West. San King didn't speak from beginning to end, just looked at me coldly. Queen Mother 11 couldn't bear it anymore and attacked me. Just when I wanted to stop him, a figure suddenly appeared in front of me. Immediately afterwards, I heard Zhao Mian's voice ringing in my ears. End of chapter. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1900. Lu Su, I'm here. Zhao Mian's sudden appearance boosted my confidence. He stood in front of me, and Queen Mother 11 stopped immediately. I controlled one of the 9 5-clawed golden dragons to come to Zhao Mian. Zhao Mian and I stood together, with fear in the eyes of Queen Mother of the West and God Haoshan. Zhao Mian looked at me and said, "Thank you so much for holding on for such a long time, but you will still need to deal with the aftermath." I watched Zhao Mian quietly without speaking. Zhao Mian continued, "I will enter your body and completely integrate with you. By then, your strength will be greatly improved, and defeating the saint should be a piece of cake." I smiled at Zhao Mian and said, "No, I refuse." Zhao Mian was startled, frowned, and asked, "What are you doing? This is the only way to win. If you refuse, all your efforts will be in vain." I said calmly, "Do you still remember what I once said to you?" "Words? What words?" I replied, "You are not my evil soul, nor my shadow. Your name is Zhao Mian, you are my friend and my brother." Zhao Mian's pupils trembled slightly, and shock flashed in his eyes. "With what you know about me, would I choose victory at the expense of you?" Zhao Mian took a deep breath and said to me, "Lu Su, there is no other way now. Only when I return to your body can you have the ability and capital to defeat them. You won't be able to act on your own initiative. If this battle fails, not only you, but the entire world will suffer." Faced with Zhao Mian's words of persuasion, I still maintained my own thoughts. I slowly extended my fist towards Zhao Mian and said, "I know that we can only win this battle, not lose. But Zhao Mian, what I hope is to fight with you, not to sacrifice for success." Zhao Mian looked at my stretched out fist and smiled helplessly, saying, "There's really nothing I can do against you. Well, since you have made up your mind, I can only rely on you." As he said that, Zhao Mian also extended his fist toward me. "Also, I have to correct you. I have never said that I am your friend or your brother." Zhao Mian's fist touched mine lightly. Our fists collided, and Zhao Mian and I burst out with overwhelming fighting spirit. Rather than sacrifice, it would be better for Zhao Mian and I to fight our way out. I took a deep breath, opened my right hand slightly, and the Zuxian sword flew towards the palm of my right hand. I held the Zuxian sword, and then handed the Xianxian sword to Zhao Mian. Zhao Mian looked at San King with a solemn expression. "Lu Su, I think you have seen something is wrong with San King." I asked, "What happened to them? Are they possessed?" Zhao Mian shook his head and said, "No, they are just like me, they just have evil thoughts. However, the evil thoughts of San King should be as powerful as the main body. If I guessed correctly, San King is sealed on the 9th floor of the Sky Coffin. the way of heaven has collapsed, and Sanking, as a saint, shoulders the responsibility of repairing the way of heaven. However, the evil thoughts are raging, and even the saints cannot resist them. I think Sanking eliminated the evil thoughts from the body, and then voluntarily was sealed in the 9th layer of the sky coffin. I was slightly startled. If according to what Zhao Mian said, wouldn't all the 12 saints be like this? It's too late to tell you too much. We don't need to struggle with them here for too long. End of chapter.